Good evening. My name is Molly Girton. I'm both honored and nervous to be up here tonight. Some of you may know me as an accountant, a loud and proud dyke, a community leader, or you may not know me at all. Tonight, I only want to be known as the daughter of Lynn Girton and Pat Friedman, who are here with me along with my sister Jenny. And I want to share with you tonight how Glad's work has affected me and my family. My moms met and fell in love in the summer of 1968 when our community was unsupported by the law or society. Lynn and Pat had only their love and their dream of building a life together to guide them. 45 years later, I'd say it served them well. Lynn and Pat shared a commitment to social justice and aspired to careers advocating for people on the margins of society. In 1976, they both enrolled in Northeastern's law school. Lynn is now the chief counsel at the Boston Bar Association's Volunteer Lawyers Project. Pat is the executive director of the Plan of Massachusetts and Rhode Island, an organization that serves people with disabilities. In 1980, just 2 years after Glad's founding, Pat served on Glad's board of directors. They settled in Jamaica Plain and continue to chart their own course as an out and proud lesbian couple. They developed a close-knit community of other lesbians, many of them lawyers. But Lynn and Pat wanted more. They wanted to raise a family. In 1980, Heather Has Two Mommies was about 10 years away. None of Lynn and Pat's lesbian friends had kids. Without role models and conscious of society's disapproval, Lynn thought the price she paid for being in a loving, wonderful relationship with Pat was giving up on her dream of being a mom. She thought they'd never make it through the adoption process. Well, luckily for them and for me, that was not the case. I was born in India in 1983, and Lynn adopted me shortly after. 4 years later, Pat adopted my awesome sister, Jenny, who was also born in India. But each time, my moms had to hide their relationship from the adoption agencies and adopt as single people. Their relationship to each other was erased, and we did not have two legal parents. Nonetheless, we were a family with two white lesbians raising their two brown children in the era of Ronald Reagan, The Cosby Show, and Family Ties. My parents thought about differences a lot, and they taught Jenny and me that difference is not bad or wrong or abnormal, and that what really matters is our ability to be kind and loving and the type of people that others can really count on. Not everyone was so kind and loving towards our family, however. When I was about 3, a girl at my daycare repeatedly told me I had AIDS because my moms were gay. One day, I decided to confront her with all the diplomacy of a typical toddler by biting her on the head. It seemed like the logical way to set her right. My parents always worked hard to make sure we were in a safe and supportive environment, but for years they had one big nagging fear. Because they couldn't jointly adopt Jenny and me, their status as parents to both of us could be challenged if something happened to one of them. I know that's a fear a lot of LGBT parents have lived with. Our fear was put to rest with GLAAD's groundbreaking litigation and the Massachusetts case adoption of Susan in 1993. Our parents were able to cross-adopt both me and Jenny and enjoy profound peace of mind. Our family was legally secure thanks to GLAAD's vision and legal expertise. As it happens, the family in the case adoption of Susan, Ellen Wade, Maureen Brodoff, and their daughter Kate are here tonight. As they know, and as my family knows, what GLAAD does for countless LGBT people and families is give us security, equality, and equal protection, and the tools we need to advocate for ourselves as out LGBT people in this world. So here I am today, not only a beneficiary of GLAAD's work, but someone who somewhat surprisingly ended up working for GLAAD. Despite my two lesbian, feminist, bleeding heart parents, and despite having benefited from the social justice struggles of others, my initial career path did not involve nonprofits at all. After college, I went to work as a financial auditor at Ernst & Young. I really enjoyed crunching numbers. Traveling for work, and of course the pay. My parents were proud their daughter, a lesbian of color, was able to break down barriers and enter corporate America. But regardless of their pride, they hoped long-term I'd end up fighting for social justice, as they have their entire careers. I was adamant I would not. That changed in November 2011. I had recently moved back to Boston from San Francisco and was looking for private sector employment. Lynn called one afternoon and said, "GLAAD is hiring an accountant and you have to apply." I said, "But Mom, it's a nonprofit." And she replied, "Yes, but it's GLAAD." Per usual, she was right. I have been the accounting manager at GLAAD since February 2012. I absolutely love working at GLAAD and giving back. Despite my early resistance to nonprofit do-gooder work, I now serve on the board of Bagley, and I'm the finance manager for the Theater Offensive, which does amazing work with LGBTQ youth. Despite our progress, even in New England, there are still laws that prevent families from enjoying the security my family has. Right now, we are representing a non-birth mom in New Hampshire who hasn't seen her daughter in 7 months because of the actions of her ex-partner. Right now, there's a girl who's being excluded from school activities and a young woman denied shelter services just because they're trans. There's an elderly widow trying to get Social Security benefits. There's a woman with HIV being denied medical care. And there's a man being denied domestic violence services. GLAAD is fighting for them, and therefore fighting for all of us. There is still so much work for all of us to do. I had a safe haven at home, a place of unconditional love. I didn't have to worry about coming out to my parents and getting kicked out of the house. They've had my back since day one. They understood when I pushed them away during my awkward adolescent years. I know not all kids are as lucky as I was. That's why we need to continue to envision and work towards a society where all LGBT people, no matter their age, are accepted and respected for who they are and treated equally under the law. GLAAD is doing that work, and I am extremely honored to be a part of that. Thank you.